Hello all, Brian Neighbour here, and thank you for coming back to our YouTube channel here in lovely sunny Hertfordshire. I don't know what everybody says about the UK raining, but at least in the spring summer it's absolutely glorious weather down here. Today is actually the Queen Elizabeth II here in the UK, her Platinum Jubilee, 70 years on the throne. In previous episode I did, we actually had a swarm from our own bees on Easter Good Friday. Today, the Platinum Jubilee, our neighbours have a swarm up in their garden. So I don't know what it is about special occasions and our here in Bedfordshire, but we got yet another swarm. So I'm going. What I've got here, mural down here. So what I've got here is a nuc. So it's a Maisemore, which is what the original bees that I got last year came in. So I'm actually going to use it again. So what I'm going to try and do is lift them down and put them into this nuc. So nice and quick, let's get on with it. I'll just suit up. Okay, so just quickly give you an idea of the Maisemore if you're not familiar with it. So first of all, it's a poly nuc, first and foremost. And what I've got is just it's a plastic crown board, and nice and easily. One reason why I like them is it's got its own sort of integrated feeder. So I'll be putting some feed in here as well, and I just grabbed 4 frames that weren't being used in the other hives as well. Remember, this is a Langstroth feeder, but what you can see in here, there is some glistering nectar in there, and there's some capped honey, so there'll be something for them to actually stay. These aren't being used by and have got no brood in, because literally, as I said, these were just frames that were used in there. So again, in the sun, you can see that glistening. So there'll be something there for the bees to actually stay. But what I also have is just a plain waxed but plastic frame as well. I do have some spare ones, but literally because of this being here, I will just get these bees in here. We'll close them up and let them stay here. I will move them into the Home Apiary next door. Okay, so what I'm going to do, because they are up here, is I'm going to try and just gradually pour them into the roof. And what I'm going to do is just empty them into here. But we will then, so long as I've got to get the queen in there, then they will all go in. Now there might be a few bees flying around, but they tend to be very placid, because at this point, can't even see, at this point, the bees are all full of, their stomachs are full of, what is it called? Honey, in advance of doing the, probably end up having to do some 2 or 3 lots, but I can feel, now if I do that there, full of bees, all I'm going to do is gently, and so long as the queen's in here, all the bees will go in. And hopefully, there might even be a mark. Oh, there's the queen. And come here quickly, me. Just there. Looks like a Candelaria queen. She's very black. Just here. She's just right in the corner now, and she's going along. So I'm going to let her walk. She's just here. Can see her? Yes. I just want to get her to go into the. I really want to knock her, bang her in. Yeah, it just will go down. Okay. So now, so long as the queen's in there, these bees up here, which I will still try and move as many as possible, they will start scenting her, because she and the other bees start using pheromones. There's another few, and they will start encouraging the other bees that are flying and that are still up here. Maybe I should have brought my bee brush. All I'm going to do now, because she is in there, I am going to just close them up just leave it with a partial like that. That will be enough to encourage the other bees to go in. The entrance is open already. This is a modular system, so just make sure it's fitting properly. I just wanted to make sure these bees don't get squashed. There we are. So really, all I'm going to do, leave them like that. So they're partially in the dark, it's big enough that bees will come down. And that's all I'm going to do. You see, the bees are still hovering up there. We're going to realise very soon that there is no queen up there. And these bees are going to come up here just now. You're just going to start seeing that they're fanning, either from the entrance or here on the side where I've just left them open. So if you have a look here, you can see that it's all open enough, more than enough space for bees to go in. What we will start seeing is that bees will come out and the queen will stay in there. She's got no real reason to leave at this stage. And all we're just going to let them, and if we were just to wait and come back in about 20 minutes, half an hour, there'd be hardly any bees up there at all. They would have all come down into here. So we're just going to take a little pause. Okay, so it's been about 10-15 minutes since the swarm actually, we put them into the nuke. And where I wanted to show you there, you can still see there's quite a few flying around, and the reason for that, a few minutes ago they were actually very, just a ball up there. The reason they're still flying is that I actually took another couple of handfuls out and put them off the tree and put them in the actual nuke. So that's one reason they're flying. See, they're just flying. Okay, it's now 7:30 in the evening on this Platinum Jubilee day, and there's still a few bees who are still refusing to come down up there. So before it gets dark, the plan is, because we're literally just next door, I'm going to try and brush these down and get them into the hive. And then what I'm going to do is just close this up, the hive, and then we're going to leave it until it gets pretty dark. In other words, they're not really flying around anymore. And then what I'm going to do is just close up the entrance and move the colony next door into our home apiary. I'm also going to do after this, which I'll do as a separate video, is just quickly inspect the hive that originally swarmed, well, where swarmed from on Easter Good Friday. And the reason for that is, I am sure, looking at the brood minder devices, even though a queen emerged, and we videoed that in 2 weeks ago, emerged from the cell 2 weeks ago, I'm sure she got lost, or there's no queen in there at all. The temperatures are going way too low, not getting anywhere near the brood temperatures it's meant to be. Looking through the crown boards over the last sort of week or two, the population seems to be dwindling quite a lot. So potentially, if there's no queen in there, we might put these in there, but I'll do that as a separate video. Let's get them in there first. So I've got a ladder to get a bit higher up this time. There we are, ladies. So unfortunately, you can't, with trees, can't necessarily get in completely. Can't get every single bee, but I am going to try. I might come back in a few minutes because some of these are going to be flying. So there they are. If I just literally put them by the entrance, they will just start going in because of the other bees at the front. I'm not even going to bother trying to bang them in. It's a more, to me, less disturbing for the bees which are actually in there. But you'll actually just see them. You can see them all swarming. And if you come a bit closer, you can see that these bees are already starting to move. You just literally wait. These bees that are at the top could smell the bees at the entrance. They've started fanning and moving it over here. What we're going to see is just a general migration. And in about 5 minutes, most of these bees over here You always come this side, Mira. Have a look here. You see there's quite a few bees this side. They will just move over. I can even see a drone. Yeah, there's a drone. He's flown. There he is. There he is. There we are, just flying a drone. So there are the bees that are still in the tree. But one of the things that we have done is just below is the actual nuke. So what I've done is left the crown board open there so that the bees can actually smell that are flying. You don't see any fanning there, but what you do over here by the entrance, you can see all the bees at the entrance just fanning. So all they're doing is saying, hey sisters, come on down here, because this is our new home. Mummy, i.e. the queen, is in here. So let's, I just wanted to show you that. And that's one of the main reasons why, right at the moment, there are still quite a few bees flying around. I will step back so you can hopefully get an idea of that. It's because they are starting to sense there's no queen up there on the tree, and they are going to start sensing more and more of the pheromones that these ladies down here, and from the top of the nuke, with the cover board open, they're going to start sensing that actually they've got to come down this way. So if I do just step back, you can still see around the bees in the tree, there are still bees flying. And I'm going to just leave these here as they are for probably a good half hour to an hour, and they will just gradually, some might go back to the original hive, wherever that is. It's not one of ours, I'm pretty certain of that. Or what most of them will do, because they're flying around, all they're going to do is say, oh, all I have to do is drop down here, and there's our new home. What you can see here as well is that through the crown board, got more and more bees sensing where they can actually come down at the moment. And look here, oh, I've just shown you, there are actually bees resting on my hand. There's bees on the camera, the microphone that I actually have. But yeah, very docile, and that's usually the case with swarms because they're full of honey. All they're looking for is a new home. Okay, so I'm actually resting the camera right now in the roof of a nuke. What I'm going to say is hopefully you've enjoyed this very short, unexpected beekeeping part of our story here in lovely sunny Hertfordshire. If you have enjoyed it, please do click subscribe and tick that bell if you want to be notified of further sort of videos that we do. And also, if you really enjoyed this unexpected video, do a thumbs up. Thank you again, and do enjoy your beekeeping because it's all about the bees.